Reason type string. Case type, I would like to collect the type column data, we can represent. Case reason also here. Now, I would like to specify the content over here. Case subject also, and the case description also over here, and the account name. Okay, account dot name, I would like to represent in the form of string. That's it. These are the columns data I would like to collect from my case object over here. Now these columns information I want to store into my JavaScript property. At the rate track, now the table columns equals to, I'm indicating column names. Whatever the columns you want to represent inside this table, we can specify that. Now here I would like to show the customer name first. At the last, I would like to show the description. Now, let's see. This case data I would like to show on my lighting component by using lighting data table. Here we can use that lighting card. Here I'm going to be indicating this icon name equals to standard case, title equals to all case records. I'm using this lighting data table. Now I would like to specify the columns. Columns information I have placed inside a property table columns. Data equals to, we need to specify the property name. The whole data has been stored inside my property here, all case records. Key field equals to ID. Based on the ID field, it is going to be recognizing each and every record uniquely so that we can able to differentiate the records. Now that's it, over. So in this case, we have prepared a method with the name get all case records. Now this method is going to be executing an SQL query. It will collect all the records and store them into the list collection. Now this list of records, it will return back. So now here we are importing this method inside my JavaScript file in the lighting web component, because I would like to call this method inside my lighting component here by using this reference name get all cases. Now here I'm invoking this method get all cases method. The result returned by this method I'm storing into a JavaScript function get all customer cases, which will be defined with @var decorator. So which will be having two parameters, data and error. Whatever the records returned by this particular method, those records I would like to store into my all cases case records property. Else I would like to show the errors information inside this. Now these records I'm going to be representing on my lighting web component by using lighting data table. So what columns to be get visible, those column names I'm representing over here, and the data we have placed already inside my JavaScript property. And then we are using this key field that will be ID, unique identification number for each record. Now call this method. Show all case records component. Let's run the component now. Now we are able to see the data over here, the case number, status, priority, origin, type, reason. Now we don't have this account name, subject, and the description. Now these columns are not having some values over here. Most of the records are not having any column values. Now, so whatever the case records are available, all the case records will be getting visible. These case records has been arranged based on the case number in ascending order automatically by default. Because we have used this order by class, based on the order by class, it will be arranging the records in alphabetical order automatically by default. So we can see the case subject also over here. I don't want to show the account name. Now we can see the case subject. And then if any of the case record is having the description, we can see that case description also. Okay. So this is how we can bind your Apex class and method result to a JavaScript function as well. Not only storing the result inside a JavaScript property, we can store the result inside a JavaScript function also. Okay. Clear? Let me place this code. To get all the case records from the object, bind it to the JavaScript function, and represent the results on the component in tabular format. Definition. Where function with Apex. In this approach, we can invoke an Apex class method from JavaScript and bind the results to a JavaScript function which should be prefixed with, which should be defined with at the while decorator. At the rate while decorator. Now, I will give the step-by-step approach over here. Let me place that document. Here also the procedure will be the same. But this one I will be giving the steps to you. I'm giving the steps for your reference over here. In order to do that, we have to follow this implementation steps. So first of all, define an Apex class with the required method and then with the by prefixing with at the rate ARA enabled annotation. That is the step one. Now, this is the step one. Once it is done as a step two, we need to reference this method inside your JavaScript file in the Lightning Web Component by using import statement. This is also common step, no change. Now only third step will be different. If the Apex class method from JavaScript, invoke the Apex class method from JavaScript and bind the results to a JavaScript function, sure, which has been defined with wire decorator here. In this case here, we can able to specify the changes. At the rate while your Apex class method name and the JavaScript function. Here it will be having two parameters here, data comma error, data comma error. Now, if the method executed successfully, then it will store the result inside the data property. If the Apex class method returns errors information or error messages, then it will store the errors information inside the error property. Now, here we can check that condition. If data, then we can specify this dot JavaScript property name equals to data. Else, JavaScript variable name equals to error. And then we can show console.log errors occurred. In that case, we can specify the method. This entire process is not required. This is a functionality. Now, make a note of this part. Third step. Write the third step in this case. Done with this? Now, let me place that code. So let me copy this suffix class method. Okay. Now, so these are the ways we can able to invoke the Apex class methods. Okay, from Lightning Web Component. What are the results returned by the Apex class method? Those results we can store in JavaScript property and the JavaScript functions. Both the scenarios we have discussed. Now, the next mechanism is whenever we are going to be invoking this Apex class method by using this Lightning Web Component, what are the results returned by this Apex class method, how to store them inside a JavaScript property, how to store them in JavaScript function, we have discussed. The next one, imperative methods. What is this imperative method? How to invoke the Apex class method upon click on button clicks based on some events we'll see in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the imperative methods, how to invoke the Apex class method dynamically at runtime. So now I don't want to invoke the Apex class method upon loading the component itself. Once the component has been loaded, I will click on the button, then it has to call the method. I will enter some data in the text box. This data you need to pass to the method as parameter as input. Based on that, it has to search, it has to get the data back to me here. Then how can we implement the dynamic searching mechanism? We'll see in tomorrow's session with the practical. Okay, don't miss that tomorrow's part. That is very, very important. Okay, thank you.